So I've been into photography since I was about like 9 or 10 years old, and so I've been through my fair share of cameras. So in this video, I wanted to go through all of the cameras that I have, including the ones that don't work, and give you guys a peek into my camera obsession. The first camera I want to talk about is this Polaroid A500. I took it to summer camp when I was going into first grade, so about 2009-ish. And I have not been able to take any photos since then because it actually doesn't turn on unless it's plugged in. So I was able to kind of get it to work, but I haven't been able to take any test shots, so please enjoy these photos from my summer camp experience instead. Next, I have this Kodak DC-3200. It is very big, very clunky, very old. I got it at the thrift store because whenever I see a camera at the thrift store, I just have to buy it. I've kind of learned my lesson because this is one of the only ones I've gotten that actually works. And even then, the battery pack won't shut all the way. See, it won't stay closed. It takes 4 batteries, but I took 2 of them out to try out a different camera. But yeah, it actually has an internal memory, but the memory card it takes is really obscure, and I don't feel like buying an adapter for it. So unfortunately, this sort of works, but I can't really use it anymore. Next, I have 2 cameras I wanted to look at. The Kodak EasyShare C310 and C663. So the C310 is all plastic, so it's definitely not the highest quality digital camera, but it took some cute photos. The SD card wouldn't go in all the way, so my test shots are unfortunately taken out of the screen. It actually has a viewfinder, which is kind of uncommon for digital cameras, so that was kind of cool. The C663 is a bit nicer quality. It feels a little more durable. It probably is also still plastic, but it also has a viewfinder. It kind of has this like fisheye effect, but it kind of has this cool hazy look to it when I take pictures in natural light, which I think looks nice. So both of these cameras were my mom's in the early 2000s, and she had this printer you could use to hook up to the cameras directly and print the photos from there. And it's a really neat idea, but unfortunately when I tested it out, it would only print half of the page. So even though I have all the stuff that I need, there's just an issue with the printer, so very sad. Also, I'd say the video quality is surprisingly good for a camera from 2006. And lastly in this category, I have the Sony Cybershot DSC-H20. It comes with a cute little lens cap, which is a nice touch, and it looks pretty fancy. Like, I don't know, it looks like a nice camera. I actually got it from the thrift store for like less than $10, which is nice. We'll get to one that I paid $10 for later. I'd say it's the heavier of the digital cameras that I have, aside from that gigantic Kodak one I just talked about, but it seems to be pretty durable and pretty nice quality. So unfortunately in my collection I have a couple of cameras that either don't work or I can't test them to see if they work. So first off, I have this Vivitar IC101 film camera. I got it from an estate sale for like maybe $7, and it's cool and all, but I accidentally ruined the film that I put in it. This was my first time loading film into a camera, and I should have looked it up online before I tried, because this is all my hard work down the drain, unfortunately. But it is cute, and if I felt like using a roll of film on this, I would, but it's a pretty basic camera, and I have a nicer film camera that I'll get to a little bit later that I kind of want to use my film for. So for now, this will stay in my collection as one of the cameras that unfortunately I have not been able to use. Similarly, I have one that looks pretty cool but can't really do much, which is the Minolta 16EE2. It looks very neat. I believe it's from the 60s or 70s. But unfortunately it takes a really obscure type of film, and the cartridges aren't made anymore, and you can't get them developed like anywhere unless I want to ship it off to like New York. So someday I will get around to buying one of the like 3D printed cartridges online and stuff, but for now, unfortunately, this will stay, once again, as a camera that I have that looks cool, but I can't test it out just yet. And lastly, I have the Kodak EasyShare DX6490. And unfortunately, I paid about $10 for this at the thrift store, and it does not work. I bought a new battery and a new charger. Neither of them have gotten anything to work for me. I've tried the old battery, still wouldn't turn on. So unless I take this somewhere to get fixed, which there are no camera repair places near me at all, for for now, this thing will unfortunately just sit on my shelf and do nothing because it will not turn on. So lastly, I wanted to get into my favorite cameras in my collection, starting off with this kind of unassuming flip video camera. Now, it may not look like a lot because it's just like an old camcorder type of deal, but this was actually the first video camera I ever had, and it was what I used when I was first starting out and like trying to do my own videos, aside from like the terrible stop motions I made on my iPod. And so it has like a lot of memories associated with it. There's some videos I made of my dolls, and you can like see my ancient warrior cat screensaver in the background. And then there's another little video of Christmas morning, I believe 2013. And it was just very sweet to be able to look back on those memories, even if the camera doesn't really work at the moment. Next, I want to talk about my new favorite camera, the Nikon Coolpix S3100. Once again, a little unassuming. I mean, this is a digital camera from 2011, so obviously it isn't quite up to par with like a modern point and shoot, much less the DSLR that I use to take most of my photos. But there's just something so charming about the quality of these pictures, and I've been taking it to a lot of different places for the past couple of months now. I took it on a choir trip down to the beach with, you know, all my choir friends, and I took pictures of like my director, our composer, a bunch of other people in choir, and it was really sweet because, I don't know, people just seemed to get so excited when I was like, hey, can I take your picture? And it wasn't weird, like it was like kind of like a point of conversation. Like I'd just be like, hey, do you want to get your picture taken? And we'd like start talking and stuff, and I don't know, it was cool, and I felt cool taking pictures of everyone and sort of like documenting our concert. And I actually took this to like a slow dive concert because I am not a concert photographer yet. I really want to get into it. But for now, I can't just go around taking my professional camera to concerts because most venues don't allow you to do that. So I was able to bring this in because it's just a little point and shoot and no one cares. So I was able to get some pretty cool photos of the band. And yeah, I've just been taking a bunch of like random photos on it, and it's been nice to like document my year so far. Next, I wanted to talk about the Canon AE1 film camera. I'm not sure what year this was from, but it was my grandmother's before she passed away, and so my mom just found it in our attic, and it's been like 15 years since then. So like the film that was in it is definitely expired now, but I just took it to the film lab to get developed, so I will insert those pictures once I get them back. I am just so excited to like get into film because I've been wanting to try out film photography for months now. It's been taking some adjusting, and obviously film requires a lot of patience, but it's been really interesting and really cool for me to like start figuring out the settings and like how to get a light meter right. And though it's been a bit of a learning curve, it's been really cool to figure it all out. But I am really excited to take more pictures. I'm going on a trip to Nashville soon, so I'm gonna bring this with me, take photos of my friends, and yeah, I'm just so excited to use this. And it's been one of the coolest cameras I've gotten in the past couple of years for sure. Second to last, I have my first ever DSLR, the Canon Rebel T5. So I got this for my birthday in 2017, and it was the first professional camera I ever got. And I obviously was not the best at it in the beginning. I don't even think I learned how to use like manual mode until 2018, I'm gonna be so honest with you. But no, it was 2019. Oh my, that's even more embarrassing. Anyway, it took me a while to figure out the manual settings just because I didn't really bother with it. I was just having fun taking pictures. I went through a lot with this camera. I filmed so many stop motions. I broke my lens. That was my favorite lens that I used. And this was really how I learned to do photography. I have a lot of memories associated with this camera, and we've been through a lot. And lastly, the moment we've all been waiting for, I want to talk about the camera that I'm filming on right now, the Canon T7i. It features a flip screen, which is honestly the biggest reason why I bought it. I got it as an upgrade for my T5 because I was just looking to get like a higher quality camera and one that was a bit newer. And really honestly, the deciding factor was the flip screen. It has made a world of difference when it comes to filming myself and taking self-portraits and taking stop motions, because sometimes I'm in really awkward positions and I can't really see the screen very well. because I'm like hunched in a corner in my room trying to get this shot right. And so being able to move the screen around is completely a game changer for me. Like, absolutely. And so I found the picture quality to be a bit nicer also than my previous DSLR, the T5. And overall, I'm really happy to have this camera and I can see myself using it for many, many years to come. Yeah, those are all the cameras in my collection. If you are also a camera nerd, comment down below your favorite or, you know, the favorite camera in your collection. And thank you guys for watching me like nerd out for a little bit. And I hope regardless if you're into photography or not, you enjoyed this video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.